Okay, this is now the third attempt. I realized I was saying the wrong month. The second time and the first time I had super steady on, and then it was telling me I didn't have enough light. So here we go again. It is August 19th, 2025. An update on the Bourke parakeets. Start up on the first pair, the top pair, and with the one youngster that's on the left, which I am not keeping. And her head is still on, cockeyed, crooked, but it doesn't seem quite as bad. So hopefully it's getting better. Now down here, the middle pair. That did so well for me. They are now down here because Mom, who is on the left, the Rubino, she was picking the babies. Let's see. She's pulling their feathers out. I just saw it today when I was cleaning the cages. So I moved them down there. Here's the youngsters. And if they're picking each other by any chance, there's anybody in here also pulling feathers. I think it's this one's got, yes, this one has a dot on the top of the head, but it belongs to the pair above them, this pair. So I would possibly move that one back, and then that little one's got a dot on its forehead. Move that one back. And then there would only be 4. Wow. There'd only be 4 youngsters in here. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, so the update on these. The Rubino, that wasn't eating. Like, see, this one's been picked. And then there's the pink next to it. 2 weeks ago, because I didn't do an update last week. I just didn't have the energy for it. I had too many other things I was doing. And these birds look scared because not only were their cages clean, but I was catching birds, which makes them all go crazy. Like I caught their mother and father and put them in the bottom cage. But on to what was going on. 2 weeks ago, the other Rubino to this clutch, I saw that it was sitting puffed up with its head tucked in, and then when I caught it out of the cage, it was very thin. So I took it in the house and had it in a hospital cage. And how I set up a hospital cage, for anybody who wants to know, is I put a heating pad on the back of a small cage, wrap the whole cage in a blanket, and I also have a towel underneath the cage so it doesn't get cold. And I also take glass, and that goes on the front of the cage so the bird can see out. Oh, and there's a light, not a bright light, but a light bar that goes on top, so the bird's not in the dark. It can see out, but all the heat stays in. Well, I hand fed. It didn't bite me that bad. I managed to get food down it, but not that much at each feeding, like 3 cc's, which is virtually nothing. But all it did was sit and sleep, but then it wasn't burning calories, so that was okay. I figured, eventually, you never know. Well, what happened? Long story short, it never ate and drank on its own. Never even attempted to. On the 4th day, it died. So, I don't know. You never know why. just like with human babies, people say they're poor doers or failure to thrive, like something wrong. Who knows? I don't know. So that one died. So down here, of course, are the parents, which they're just getting used to. I just moved these birds, like, I don't know, maybe at the most 20 minutes ago, had to move birds around. Now this cage, virtually, it's set up like this one. Now, the original pair that was down here, she had the nest box that I was waiting, and you can see it's gone. And I have never mind, a cat at my back door, which is a brat. I was waiting to see if the eggs hatched. So I looked, I don't know, maybe a week ago or so, and there were 2 fertile eggs, and she had scrambled up other ones were, scrambled in the, like, not in the corners underneath pine shade and stuff. They weren't fertile, or if she hadn't, she buried them, whatever, they hadn't been incubated. So I left 3, the 2 fertile and the 1 infertile. That was last week. Now, yesterday, she was out. Well, I can show, because they got moved over here now, back in the cage where they did have the 1 baby. So they're there. So yesterday, she was out of the nest box. So I checked it, and the eggs were cold. She had got off. She had decided she was done, which I was fine with. I wanted to get that nest box off and be done with this breeding. So, but I canned the eggs, and the 2 fertile ones, they were still alive. So then my dilemma was, what do I do now? Because I don't want to hand feed anymore. I don't have it in me anymore. And if the eggs hatch, that would be feeding from day 1. They're incubator babies. Feeding from day 1 is every 2 hours around the clock till about the 3rd day. But what I ended up doing after I got finished feeding everybody in here, I set up the incubator and have the 2 eggs in there. They're only halfway through development, but they are alive. But I don't want to hand feed them. I realize I can't do it. I'm too old. I'm too tired. It's too much work. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. So now I have to decide. I've been racking my brain. Who do I know who even has parakeets on eggs that we could put these eggs in the nest, or somebody who has Bourkes or scarlet-chesteds, or even lovebirds. I've had lovebirds raise scarlet-chested or start feeding them, taking care of them. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know whether I'm going to just pull them out of the incubator or I just don't know. I don't know what to do, because I know already I cannot feed them. Not around the clock. I'm too old. And I don't have the energy for it anymore. That's when I've said, I don't want to hand feed unless it's emergency, and that's like an older bird, not a newborn baby bird that just hatched from the incubator. And they're so tiny, and it will be so hard for me to see them. They're so tiny when they're little. I don't know. But the other thing that could happen, because the incubation had pretty much slowed down to almost, I don't know how long she was off the eggs. they could stop developing on their own. That happens. Or not hatch because the incubation had been interrupted too long. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So over here, over to these. Everybody's seen these. Nobody got moved from here. I always have to decide when I'm having to move birds around if they're picking or chasing, who to put them in with and who do I think they will get along with. That's why this cage has 12 birds and this one has, I think, 9 birds. So I think I was thinking I could put one of the pair in here, but then I have to watch and see if they're squabbling. So for now, and you can tell I'm always tired after it got up to 88 degrees out here today. It's hot. It's hot when I clean up. That's when I just thought, put this pair here, and I already know that this year she didn't end up to be a good breeder, though they're proven and had the one baby. But she messed up the second and third time with the eggs. Not that next season she could do just fine, so I don't know. And then these two were the best. Oh, wait, we're there. So I just cleared those other two out of this cage and put these down here instead of trying to move these wild little Bourkes that they're young, so they just go crazy. If it moved the pair is easier than trying to move these 7 into the bottom cage. And I can watch these easier. They're at eye level. So I can see if somebody else is picking or they get along fine. But these are all going to, except for, see how they just went crazy because of the camera. Except for those two. See, they're so flighty because they're young. The other ones I've had for years. I think these are 3-year-olds. Between 3, I'd have to look up, 3 and 4 years. I'm not sure, but they're older. So then these are the same. They're still here, and you probably, they're all, except for the one youngster, it's in the middle there. That's the one from the pair that's just messed up. That one's gonna go. That one's going to, let's see if I can make this focus. There you go. Let's see, is that focusing? There. The middle one. That one's going to. This one over here is an older male that was breeding with my older hen here. No fertile eggs. Okay, then here are the hamfish. And here's my little pink girl. You're my little girl. Yeah, she's so sweet. Yes, she is. She's such a cute girl. Yeah. And I still have, of course, these Lutinos that were never right. And they go through everybody's molting now, feathers everywhere. But they go through a weird molt where I thought they were being picked the one time, but it was just their molt. So these are in here. The 2 little super tame from this year. Or was that last year? This year? When did I hand feed these? I'd have to look. These little males. I think it was this year. Oh God, I don't know. And then, no, maybe that was last season. These 7. So, was this a combination? Now I'm trying to think. I'd have to look what I wrote down. The combination, or is this all from the one pair? Wait, yeah, they're all from the one pair. And they're all going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. And these are ready to go. So I'm going to have to do something and empty this cage. And then, the ones that were with the parents pit, those I'm getting up, will stay a little bit longer till they calm down a little bit more. And of course, they were the ones that weren't picked would be fine. I'd probably have to wait on the ones that got picked. So this one is a long one, but that's the story for this week.